Like, I have to be honest, because this thing is 3,500 bucks at minimum, right? It just starts at 3,500. So I have to be honest with you. This thing is the most ecosystem that Apple sells. Like, this doesn't do what you would already expect it to do from Apple, from other Apple products that you may own. So anyway, I got the Vision Pro. I couldn't hold back. Yes, I did get it. It's pretty darn impressive, and I'm using the strap that I think 99.9% of people are going to use if you actually value comfort. This strap, of course, it looks magical. It feels magical. It's incredibly soft, but oh my god, this is not comfortable. Whenever you're using this, the entire weight is basically right there. It's just right there. So I'm going to give you guys the cold, hard truth about this product. I'm going to talk about some of the amazing things, some of the great things, and some of the incredibly stupid things about this product. They are so stupid, it almost makes it seem like Apple did not make this. And I'm not even kidding. You'll see. I usually never say watch my video to the end because I don't like being that guy. But this is like the video to watch to the end because I want you guys to fully understand the pros and cons of this product, and some of the cons might be like deal breakers for you. So the first time that I put this on, the very first second when it booted up, I was incredibly just impressed. The eye tracking, the hand tracking, it is so accurate. It actually makes it feel like magic. You don't even expect it to work as well as it does, because even I didn't expect it to work as well as it does. Whenever I seen those Apple commercials of people doing this and, you know, like doing like weird like magic tricks and everything, I was like, yo, there's no way it's going to work like that. There's just no way. It's an Apple commercial. They always look better than they actually are in real life. Guys, it works like that. Like, it literally works like that. The whole hand tracking, it actually follows Apple's motto. If you go back 17 years to the first iPhone, Steve Jobs said they don't want to use a stylus. They think it's stupid, it's clumsy, you're going to lose it. In fact, what's better than your finger? This is the stylus that everyone has, and it's the best way to control your phone, and you never lose it. Well, accidents happen. Fast forward to 17 years later, the Vision Pro comes out, and Apple needed to get this thing right because there are already tons of VR, AR, MR headsets out there, and they didn't want us to use a stylus, or in this case, a controller, so instead we use our hands. It is seriously impressive how the headset is able to pick up micro hand movements such as controlling the volume or selecting something by just simply pinching. It is so good that you instinctively, like, it messes with your brain, no joke. You instinctively want to reach out and select it this way because, like, you want to be able to see your hand through pass-through to be able to, like, tap on something, right? Like, that's your first instinct. But since there are cameras, like, all around the headset pointing down, pointing sideways, you don't have to actually, you know, put your hands in your view to select it. You can just keep your, like, hands down here by your side and just tap away. It takes some getting used to, but it's pretty darn impressive. Another thing I found super impressive is that if you want to share this with your friends, family, whoever, their distance between their eyes, the interpupillary distance, I believe it's the technical term, but you know what I mean. Their distance is different to yours, right? So whenever they put on this headset, the cameras notices, oh, hey, that's a different person. We need to adjust, right? And it'll tell you to hold down the digital crown, and then motors will actually move these lenses back and forth. And then when the camera notices that your eyes are perfectly centered, all good. The system boots up and they can use your headset. Now, of course, it is password protected, but if you don't want to give them your password, you can just simply enter them as a guest user and then give the headset to them. So yeah, it works that way as well. Now, other headsets also do something similar, but they either have a dial or they have like presets for the interpupillary distance. Man, that's a tough thing to say. Try saying that fast 3 times, right? So they have it, but like with the Vision Pro, there's no guesswork. You don't need to guess if the distance is good or not. It just does it automatically, and well, that's kind of part of the reason this thing costs a kidney. The pass-through on the Vision Pro is also very good, but this does depend on the lighting. So similar to something like a phone's camera, if the lighting is great, the outcome is also great. But if the lighting is bad, you'll start to see a ton of noise. But viewing actual content is super sharp. And I mean, it is like super sharp. I can get this close to a window and I just cannot see any pixels whatsoever. And the screen recordings that you guys are watching in this video, they do not do it justice. Like, you have to wear it to fully comprehend how sharp the resolution is. It is actually wild. In fact, it is so realistic that the first day I got it, when I was using it in pass-through mode, I was scrolling through Twitter, I saw something funny and I told my girl to look at it. Am I stupid? She can't see it because it's not there in real life. It's in the headset. But it tricks your brain, man. It's so realistic. It's so funny. Like, you actually start laughing when you realize what you just said. Apple also got the little things correct, such as if the window you're looking at is close to you, you can actually interact with it like an iPhone or an iPad, meaning you don't actually have to use the finger pinch gesture to move around. So instead, you just do this like you're using an iPad and you can actually interact with it that way. But if the window's too far, then obviously your hand doesn't reach the window and you can't interact with it that way. Then you actually have to use the pinch method, right? The pinch and roll method. Guys, if you know, you know. Another pretty genius, like, small detail that Apple got correct is, like, if you're using your phone and you're typing in your password, the password comes out as like stars, so like other people around you can't look and see your password. But if you're typing in your password on the Vision Pro, you actually see the password that you're typing in, which makes so much sense because no one else can see it but you. I mean, that's it. It's the little things that make me appreciate it. But there are also a lot of stupid things. But that doesn't mean you have to type in your password every single time because, well, we all know Touch ID, we all know Face ID. This thing has Optic ID. It actually reads your eye in order to fill in passwords or make in-app purchases or purchases on the App Store, so on and so forth. So whenever you want to make a purchase or whenever you want to install an app, for example, you'll see a little eye icon and all you do is look at it, it reads your eye, boom, you're in. That's awesome. Other small details include the rubber band effect. Whenever you grab a window and you kind of flick it away, it doesn't just pop into place, but instead it kind of rubber bands into place, so the effect is smooth instead of jarring. The Apple Vision Pro is honestly a super, like, crazy feat of engineering for Apple, right? Not like ever in the whole world, but for Apple, I could definitely see this as being an incredible, like, engineering marvel, right? But now we finally get to the stupid. The first stupid thing that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and in fact, it is actually insane Apple didn't do this, but whenever you're wearing the Vision Pro and you want to unlock your iPhone, Face ID doesn't work because, well, you have a massive thing on your face, so it cannot read your face, obviously. But then you have to actually type in your password, like on your phone. Hey, Apple, why not incorporate Optic ID from the headset to unlock your iPhone? That makes no sense. We could already do this by unlocking our Mac computers with our Apple Watch, or even unlocking the Apple Watch with your iPhone and vice versa. Why can't we do that with the Vision Pro? That would be so cool. Imagine wearing the Vision Pro, you want to unlock your iPhone, you swipe up, then you get that little Optic ID icon, you look into it, then boom, your iPhone opens up. How is that not a thing? Is it a deal breaker? Well, not really, but it doesn't feel Apple. It doesn't feel like something that Apple would miss out on. That's just completely bonkers to me. Another really annoying thing, and this is actually annoying, like it verbally made me go, ugh, whenever I was using the Apple Vision Pro. Like, so the on-screen keyboard is decent at best. Like, you're not going to be typing out a long text message that way because you're just going to give up, you're going to grab your iPhone, you're going to reply that way anyway. So, hey Apple, why can't we use our iPhones to input text into the Apple Vision Pro? We could already do this by inputting text from an iPhone to the Apple TV. So why not with the Vision Pro? Again, it makes no sense, and it actually does affect how fast you can do things on the Vision Pro. And if Apple really expects us to be sitting on our tables with a bunch of windows around us with doing work, hey, the least you can do is let us use our iPhones to input text. Again, this is so weird because you could already do this with the Mac and the Vision Pro. So if the MacBook is connected to the Vision Pro via like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, however they do it, you can actually type on your Mac and it'll input into the Vision Pro. But why not with the iPhone? Same thing can be said about the App Store. Why can't we use our iPhones to download apps to the Vision Pro just like we can with the Apple Watch? It makes no sense. Another incredibly stupid annoyance is that whenever an app crashes or freezes, there's no actual way to like close out of the app. And when I say close out of the app, I don't mean just like, closing out of it. I mean like actually closing out of it. You know what I mean? Like this, right? This is not closing out of an app. If you want to truly close out of an app, you do this, right? You swipe up and then you find the app you want to actually close and then you actually get rid of it from the phone's RAM. But with the Vision Pro, you can't do that. At least there's no way that I noticed how to do it. There was an app, the app where you take an F1 Formula car, you can dissect it and look at it, all its parts. I just wanted to play around with it. It froze on me. I clicked X like to close the app, right? And then I reopened it and it just reopened into a blur, like there was nothing there. I tried closing it again, reopening it again, it was still frozen. So the only way I found a workaround is like to actually uninstall the app and then reinstall it again. And then, by the way, it actually froze again. So then I just uninstalled it and never used it again. Those details I mentioned might be small, but they're incredibly stupid. They take away from the experience. They take away from the ecosystem. This thing, like I have to be honest, because this thing is $3,500 at minimum, right? It just starts at $3,500. So I have to be honest with you. This thing is the most ecosystem that Apple sells. Like this doesn't do what you would already expect it to do from other Apple products that you may own. Like everyone knows, inputting text on the Apple TV is so incredibly like slow and clunky. So Apple's like, hey, use your iPhone. But inputting text on the Vision Pro is even more annoying, and Apple is just like, nah, you can't do it. You can't use your iPhone. But if you have a Mac, you can do it. But not with the iPhone, for whatever reason. We don't know. The Apple Vision Pro is not only a first-gen product, but it's clearly a first-gen product. You know what I mean? It's very clear. So as it stands right now, the Apple Vision Pro is definitely not worth $3,500. Believe me, it is super cool. You can have a whole lot of fun with it. You can show off to your friends and family. You can play that little dinosaur game where the dinosaurs come out of a window and they bite you and everything. But then once you actually start working on it, like once you actually start using it the way it was intended to be used, that's when you start realizing, uh-oh, it's $3,500. Then you start to remember the price tag, because you start to see all the minor annoyances that really add up, and then they just make you do this, right? Watch, they make you want to do this. Ready? I'll just grab my iPhone. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I tried to be as honest as I can. This thing is super impressive, but it is also super stupid, like at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.